Donald Trump says that, migrants would try to kill him and eat him. Here it is.
They had 32,000. This is a little beautiful town. No crime, no problem. 32,000 illegal immigrants come into the town, 32. So they almost doubled their population in a period of a few weeks. Can you believe it? And you know what? They've got to get much tougher. I'm going to go there in the next 2 weeks. I'm going to Springfield and I'm going to Aurora. You may never see me again, but that's okay. Got to do what I got to do. Whatever happened to Trump? Well, he never got out of Springfield.
It gets worse. Trump was at a rally. This was in Uniondale, New York, all right, reiterating his attacks on Haitian migrants in Springfield, Ohio. He's not going to stop.
With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show.
Based off complete total lies, mostly spread by his cronies and his vice presidential pick, J.D. Vance. Trump continues to peddle the lie of illegal immigrants in Springfield. Haitian migrants are in Ohio legally after being granted a temporary protective status. That means that they are legally there. They are not illegal anything. The number one violators for overstay visas are Canadians. Now that's illegal. Pivot. Now, that's not the only basis claim Trump has made. Now, former President Trump is demanding that congressional Republicans shut down the federal government unless they're able to push through the SAVE Act, okay? So, quote, he says, if Republicans don't get the SAVE Act and every ounce of it, they should not agree to a continuing resolution in any way. That means to keep the government running. Don't do that, he says, in any way, shape, or form. Democrats are registering illegal voters by the tens of thousands as we speak. He continues, they will be voting in the 2024 presidential election, and they shouldn't be allowed to. Only American citizens should be voting in our most important election in history, or any election. A vote must happen before the election, not after the election, when it is too late. Be smart, Republicans. You've been pushed around long enough by the Democrats. Don't let it happen again. Remember, this is Biden-Harris's fault, not yours. Donald Trump is Satan, okay? It's like the devil in a conservative's ear. No, there's not, everything's wrong is not your fault. Whatever is happening in your life, it is not on you. It is actually everybody else. No, that's Trump talking to them. Everybody else is wrong. You're the only one right. There's more. What is the SAVE Act? SAVE Act would require those registering to vote to show proof of citizenship. Trump is pressuring Republicans to not agree to a continuing resolution to fund the federal government unless the SAVE Act is passed by both chambers of Congress. Okay? Nobody really has an appetite for this more so than Trump, because it sets him up to come in less chaotic than the chaos of Congress. So what he's trying to do is create significant chaos in Congress, just like he did with the immigration bipartisan bill. He wants chaos so he can say, I can fix this. So he wants to manufacture an actual problem that will affect millions of Americans. But remember that voter fraud isn't very common, although minor cases of voter fraud actually happens, right? It has been uncovered in the past. Trump has for years advanced a false conspiracy theory that the 2020 presidential election was stolen from him through mass voter fraud, for which he has never presented compelling evidence. Damn near half the judges that looked at the information and kicked the case out, he appointed. Earlier this month, Trump stated, quote, if Republicans in the House and Senate don't get absolute assurances on election security, they should in no way, shape, or form go forward with a continuing resolution on the budget. The Democrats are trying to stuff voter registrations with illegal aliens. Don't let it happen. Close it down. All lies. He's running out of steam here. Okay, that's what's happening. Running out of steam, no new material, not creative. He also promised to prosecute those he deems responsible for his imagined scheme to steal the presidency from him. So he's going to go after the people when he's president again. So Trump is having a tough time keeping his lies in order. So Trump went on Fox News, safe haven for all things racist. So he went on Fox News. He talked to Greg Gutfeld about the second presidential debate. Here's what he said about it.
They even said,
yeah,
but all of them, and they didn't correct her once, and they corrected me everything I said practically, and I think 9 times or 11 times, and the audience was absolutely, they went crazy. And the real, I thought it was, I walked off, I said, that was a great debate. I loved it.
Sir, that there was no audience at the debate. You agreed to it. You signed a MOU that agreed to no audience. So the imaginary audience that went wild is probably the same imaginary audience that's registering as undocumented individuals. Trump, do you have imaginary friends? It's okay. We can talk about it. Jordan, is Trump a liar, or does he just forget what the truth is?
Why not both, Dr.
Right.
Richey? Why not both?
Right.
So these claims that they're pushing about immigrants overrunning these small towns. I think the play there is to make these sensational claims to mislead people in the suburbs, because it's going to happen to your community next, and
Right.
and play on that white fear, right? So let's talk about Aurora. It's a suburb of Denver, and they've pushed this Venezuelan gang apartment complex story for a couple weeks now. You've had residents come out and say, this isn't happening. Residents of that apartment complex say, there's not really a problem here. Whatever happened there that one night that was caught on a camera isn't some daily occurrence, and it's not completely taken over by gangs. And then they want you to think that it's not just at these one instance, these single instances. It's not at these single locations. They want you to think that the entire town is overrun. Well, guess what? Last weekend, Brett and I were in Aurora, and we played golf down the street from that apartment complex. And let me tell you, it was lovely. There was no Venezuelan gangs running around. We were not in any danger or under any threat. They're doing the same thing in Springfield, despite it being proven this isn't a problem, despite the original post that they all relied on to spread this false narrative being months old, not a cat, and somebody cleaning roadkill off the road. And now they're trying it again in a small town in Pennsylvania. Look at where they're doing this.
Yeah.
They're doing this in states that they hope they can turn into swing states or swing the population in that state. It is purely strategic and evil.
It really is. And it shows they have no respect for those that support them, but they never have. They're willing to manipulate them to the utmost in order to gain their true ideology, which is power, not political philosophy.